Okay. Hey, what's up, everyone? Buongiorno. Bonjour. Hello and hola. Okay. So it was the 27th of April, 2017, and Big Mo, the Big Mo radio and TV show, which is locally based. Um, Big Mo is my Facebook friend. He is under the name of Maurice L. Brooks. He is a television agent. He's a producer, a director, an agent. He's a comedian. He's a host, promoter. He is truly a renaissance man of our city, the District of Columbia. So, and I love Big Mo. Big Mo is an agent for VH1, Black Ink Crew, and Love and Hip Hop. So my understanding is that they take his recommendations quite seriously, and he's actually, he knows them and corresponds with them. Donna of Chicago Black Ink, New York City, New York. She came to DC because of Big Mo. Van, formerly of Nine Mag and Chicago Black Ink, he came, I believe, to Baltimore, courtesy of Big Mo. And Big Mo said, and Big Mo had me and three of my co-captains interviewed on his show. The first interview was the 25th of May, 2017, when Elvis Presley's former music director of Elvis Presley's Sweet Inspirations, Gregory Lamont Gaskins, and I were interviewed on the Big Mo radio and TV show in Suitland, Maryland at rise95.com studio, as in RYZE 9, the number 9, and the number 5.com. So Rise, Rise, RYZE95.com. And the Big Mo radio and TV show interviewed us, and also his co-host Ernest Dale of the DC Go-Go Report, as in Go-Go Music, was there. So Big Mo hosted the interview, but Ernest Dale of the DC Go-Go Report, he interviewed us. Elvis Presley's former music director of Elvis' Sweet Inspirations, and I, Jorge Estrada, DC. Then I did another interview on the Big Mo radio and TV show the 26th of October, 2017, in Suitland, Maryland, at rise95.com studio again, with my other two co-captains, Rhonda Nelson Boglin, the former member of Jackie Jackson of the Jackson 5's 10-member team of costume, clothing, glove makers, and designers for the 1984 King of Pop Michael Jackson Thriller, highest selling album all time of pop history and culture. Jackson's Brothers Kings of R&B Soul Pop's Thriller Victory Tour of 1984. And we also, for the second interview, October 26, 2017, had James Brown's former personal drummer, another co-captain of ours and of mine, and with us, and voluntarily a part of our team, Mr. Robert Mousey Thompson. Mousey, Mousey, former personal drummer for the godfather of funk and forefather of soul, James Brown, and his soul generals. As a matter of fact, Mousey told me, did he tell me directly that he was hired by James Brown out of all these other drummers that auditioned inside of the Imperial Theater, which I believe was in Macon, Georgia, if I'm correct. So Big Mo. So it's the 27th of April, 2017. I don't mean to go all over the place, but let's redirect back. It's Club Heaven and Hell in Adams Morgan on 18th Street. And he got Phor of Chicago Black Ink to come. The same Phor whose hit song became the regular rotated theme song for Chicago Black Ink. Chi-Town, Chi-Town, Chi-Town. That's Phor. That's his vocal track from his song. It was a successful single. And then they clearly, obviously decided to turn it into the theme song of Chicago Black Ink Crew. But Big Mo was on the phone with me out of my headquarters, and he says, because they knew I could sing rock and pop. But I think Big Mo remember saying that I also I said I had a good rap voice. So Big Mo said, hey, you want to do an open slot for Phor at Club Heaven and Hell in Adams Morgan? I said, sure. He said, let me listen to you. So I threw on the 50 Cent instrumental. I threw on a 50 Cent instrumental piece to 50 Cent song, I'll Whip Your Head, Boy. Right. Because I liked, it's so Romanesque. Trumpets, horns, deep bottom bass. It's very pomp, ceremonious, very titanic and colossal. So I was like, I'm going to do this. So when I was done on the phone with Big Mo, he said, man, Jorge, you've got an awesome rap voice. So he said, but you gotta, if you, when you rap, you do have to rhyme now. This was April of 2017. So I literally, because I'm a rock pop singer, I literally rehearsed and tried to come up with lyrics. I can't believe I did this. I did it though. And I went to Adams Morgan and I went in and I did my first live rap performance in front of everyone in Club Heaven and Hell in Adams Morgan. And Phor and his entourage, they weren't even there yet. And then I step out and I'm out in front. And it's Phor of Chicago Black Ink, Don's brother, and his crew. And we looked at each other and we start, looked at him, looked at me. And I think he possibly had already known about me. And then he and I ended up talking face to face in the VIP section of Club Heaven and Hell. It's now no longer there. I learned about a month ago to 2 months that Club Heaven and Hell is now no longer on 18th Street in DC. So, in DC. So, but Phor and I talked in the VIP section, and I think he had just gotten a record deal offer from Epic Records. They put out Michael Jackson's Thriller album, all the Ozzy Osbourne albums of the 80s, all the Pearl Jam albums of the 90s. So I said, Phor, we should collaborate one day. You and I on a song together. He said, I'm down, man. I'm down. I heard you're pretty decent. I think he said that. And I'm not 100% of that, so don't hold me that. But he did agree to us possibly collaborating together. And I asked him about recent records off from Epic. He said he wasn't so sure he was going to do it because they want to confine him because he didn't want to be confined and placed inside of a box. He wanted more autonomy and control over his artisticness and his productions and his songs. So we shook hands. It was a nice exchange between us. And I stepped outside just for a bit. And while I was outside of Heaven and Hell, a fight broke out in there. So as soon as the fight broke out in Heaven and Hell, Phor immediately left with his entourage. We didn't even get to say bye to each other. But he did give me the email address of his manager. And I was able to get that beforehand. And so I emailed Phor's manager. He never emailed me back. But here we are now. When that conversation happened between Phor of Chicago Black Ink Crew on VH1 TV and I had 183 Facebook friends and about 7 to 10 very top legends of pop history. I now have 800 plus legends, icons, superstars, executives, and moguls, and the very top brands, titles, LTDs, and estates of pop history and culture's 100th anniversary, now going on 6.5 years later. I also evolved into perhaps the greatest multi-dimensional, multi-genre rock pop singer and now rapper that I just wasn't there then when we had that face-to-face convo in his VIP section in Club Heaven and Hell, now no longer in Adams Morgan on 18th Street in Northwest DC. Other than that, maybe one day Phor and I will reconnect. I'm happy for him. He became a father. I saw on the show that he became a dad. That's always a game changer. I'm a father. It'll change your life, man. I know how that is. And while watching the show, I always want all of them to be successful. You know what I mean? Whether it was Charmaine and her man, or all of them. I just wanted all of them to be successful. But it was Dawn and his lady and this kid, all of us. So, but yeah, man. Too bad that fight broke out inside of Club Heaven and Hell, and because I wanted to go back in and continue the conversation while I went down that night. Okay, guys, I love you, Big Mo. I ran into Big Mo a month ago on the Blue Line. I was heading to the Capital Southeastern Market area. Ended up inside the very building where my dad and mom saw the matinee Count Dracula, as in this Dracula on my shirt, Count Dracula. I was riding the Blue Line and I ran into Big Mo on the train. All this stuff, all this wrapped up. This, I'm telling you, it's all going to get wrapped up this month. I will be back on the Big Mo radio show this 2024. Also, shout out to Pat Goody Goodwin. I love you, man. Owner of First Integrity. When we did the second interview on the Big Mo radio show with Rhonda Nelson Boglin, my co-organizational manager and former costume clothing glove maker for the Michael Jackson Thriller Victory Tour, and with Robert Mousy Thompson on the other side of the round table, our other co-captain, former personal drummer of James Brown, who played for Eddie Kendricks of the Temptations, Wilson Pickett and the Midnight Movers. He played and worked with Bootsy Collins of James Brown's JBs and Parliament Funkadelic, Peaches and Herb. When he played for Peaches and Herb, they opened up for Sammy Davis Jr. in Las Vegas. He also played for D'Angelo, and I'm just going to stop there. Okay. So I ran into Big Mo a month ago on a train en route to Capital South and Eastern Market. And we're going to reconnect in 2024. Now, interesting. After running into Big Mo, I was going to get off actually at the Capital South station. And I got off at the Eastern Market station. And I just organically, constantly, culturally, and otherwise, ended up at the Pace, and down the street from the Supreme Court building. It was in that movie theater where my mother and father would go see the matinee movie Count Dracula. That September of 1970. They first had breakfast at the cafeteria diner that was inside of the People's Drug and Pharmacy Store, Building 6, DuPont Circle, across the street from the DuPont Circle Park. So in 1970, that was a People's Drug and Pharmacy Store, and they had a diner cafeteria in the back. It's now a CVS facing the DuPont Circle Park. Took my dad 6 months to get that date with my mother. 6 months. Even though he was the most popular, sought-after teen Roman Adonis Emperor Titan of DuPont Circle, Northwest D.C. from 1966 to 1969. He walked up to my mom for the first time upon seeing her on the park bench in DuPont Circle Park, March 1970, and it took him 6 months to get a date with my mother. So they had breakfast in the People's facing the park of DuPont Circle. They got in a DC Capitol cab. They went to Penn Theater on Pennsylvania Avenue and saw the matinee movie Count Dracula. 4 weeks later, day one of mom being pregnant with me, yours truly, Jorge Estrada, DC Ser Mutatio Formulae, the Roman Emperor, of nuked all of them and all of it. Now at its eternal endism. So, after I ran into Big Mo on the train, I got off at Eastern Market, and I just organically ended up inside of the Penn Theater movie building for the first time since I went there during the early to mid 70s with Dad and Mom. I know. And I'm in the theater. It's now a commercial. Now there are all of these different businesses inside of there. There's a pharmacy convenience store still to the left inside there, but you can still tell it was a movie theater. And so I go to the opposite side, and I see a building, a building that looks like it's out of a three-dimensional artistic painting, surreal painting facing me. And I can tell through the glass doors that used to be a big, that was a substantial portion of the movie theater. And I thought a month ago to myself, that Saturday, the 28th of October, 2023, I thought to myself, wow, how did I end up here? But I did. And the owner of the Penn Theater was so blown away by my mother's Snow White out of the Snow White movie, beatific classic baby doll face in her late teens and early 20s when she was my mother, a child with a child. My parents, 2 children, one in his early 20s, one in their late teens with a child. Around the time we were voted the most beatific looking couple by the hippie community of DuPont Circle Park and neighborhood. Yes. And the owner of the Penn movie theater on Pennsylvania Avenue was so blown away by my mother, he referred to my mother as a Greek goddess. And as a result of him being such a fan of my mother and her classic beauty, being such the Euro petite brunette that she was then, still is, but then, he gave us a movie pass to his Penn Theater specifically for the ESTRADAs of the upper northwest quadrant of the District of Columbia. All right. And now of upper north central, North Star, North Point, North Arlington, Virginia, and of nuked all clear as maternal. And that's a wrap on this one. But yes, I opened up and performed and did rap live for the first time that April 27th of 2017, and opened up for 4 of Chicago Black Ink Crew VH1 TV.